Welcome to Radio Boomers Live, otherwise known as RBL, a show that incorporates baby boomers and millennials' ideas and perspectives.
With the hottest news, reviews, and interviews, and guidance on the transition of brick and mortar to click and order. And now I'm proud to introduce former veteran, military police, and a member of Knights of Columbus, my dad, James Zuley.
And my son, Chairman and CEO of Easy Way Network, known as the Digital Dick Clark, Eric Zuley.
Hey guys, what's going on? You're watching Radio Boomers Live. Hello, everybody. So I think this is one of the first times that I've actually started. I'm actually wearing the wrong glasses when I start the show. Got to wear these glasses. These look cooler, right? There we go. There's my look. All right. I think this is the first time that I've actually started the Radio Boomers Live show because baby boomers seem to have technical difficulties with technology. And so my dad is a baby boomer. He's trying to get in, trying to join us. But all you guys that are watching right now, please press the share button. You'll see me looking down at my phone because I'm also trying to press the share button at the same time and try to host. But press the share button, like, and comment. If you guys are new to Radio Boomers Live, let's give you guys a little insight on kind of how this works. So first and foremost, we are powered by Easy Way Network, which is a television network and a major social media movement called the Easy Way Family. You can follow Easy Way Family on Instagram, so Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you want to follow us from. But that's the best way to get in touch with us. And then we have what's called the Easy Way Network, Easy Way Interactive app. We have a lot of different ways on how you can join us and meet the community of 11,000 plus hashtags of people using the hashtag, as well as 11,000 members inside of the platform. And you can get put on what's called the Wall of Fame. So if you go to the Wall of Fame, the invite code is Easy Way. You go to Easy Way Network, you create your account, and then now you have a profile. And you just have a lot of fun, a lot of invites, a lot of events, TV. We reach 400 million something homes, and we're growing exponentially. You want to get any promotion for your business? You want to get CRMs? You want to get automation? You want to get business in place? You want to go to easywaypromotions.com. And that is how we're going to help you to get exposure and put you out there a little bit. So that's a little bit of inside information on how everything works. But again, go to Easy Way Family and follow what we have going on. So today's show features a very special guest who owns a platform called NPTV, stands for Nonprofit Television. We're going to get more into nonprofit television and what we're doing with them, what's their story, why they created this network, who is the man behind it. Shout outs to Mark Balin for introducing us to this man, which we're going to introduce here very, very soon. So make sure you download the app, Easy Way Interactive, and make sure that you press the share button, you like, and you follow the movement. So we'll be right back after this commercial break. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the app. And this is how you're going to be able to interact with our guest today if you like what he has to say. And we do it the easy way. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Easy Way Interactive. Start connecting the Easy Way. Are you ready to connect like never before? Introducing the Easy Way Interactive app, your ultimate social solutions network. Whether you're looking to network, collaborate, or simply share ideas, Easy Way makes it easy to engage with like-minded individuals and organizations. Discover innovative solutions, join exciting discussions, and expand your horizon, all in one powerful platform. Don't miss out on the future of social networking. Download Easy Way Interactive now and unlock endless possibilities.
Are you ready to scale your business and grow your income? Life is a journey. You've got to discover your true path and target your results. Don't just dream about it. You've got to do it. At WealthXO, we're here to help you create your dream life. Turn your dreams into a reality. It all starts with a great plan and a great coach. I'm Dr. Dante Sears, and I'm here to help you turn your dreams into reality. Are you ready? Let's go. Well, that's so.
EasyWay TV is more than just a streaming platform. It's an interactive media experience built for entrepreneurs, influencers, and entertainment lovers worldwide. Broadcasting exclusive shows, movies, interviews, events, and entrepreneur. EasyWay TV brings visibility and opportunity together in one powerful network. What makes us different is our interactivity. You don't just watch, you can connect with the people on screen through our app and community. Through collaborations with over 10 major OTT and streaming networks, including Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, iTube 247, Faith Channel, Country Box, On the Mark TV, Fan TV Global, Laugh Out Loud TV, iVod The Easy Way, Bill Duke TV, Nonprofit TV, EKTV, Expansion TV, The Women's Channel, Trailblazers TV, and the new EasyWay Family TV channel. Finally, EasyWay Network members can enjoy their own collective community TV channel that showcases EasyWay Family content submissions, events, interviews, and so much more. EasyWay TV content now reaches over 400 million homes and mobile devices. From red carpets to reality series, business shows to lifestyle programming, EasyWay TV is the home for content that inspires, entertains, and builds influence. EasyWay Network also gives back to better vision for children. Want to be on EasyWay TV? Download the EasyWay TV app and call 1-877-399-2929 or Better Vision for Children, or BVC, is on a mission to protect what matters most, the gift of sight. Every year, thousands of children and teens go undiagnosed with vision problems that can lead to struggles in school, low self-esteem, or even permanent loss of eyesight. But with early eye screenings, we can change their future. Imagine a child who can't see the board in class, or a teen who feels left behind, when all it would take is a simple screening to put them on a path to clarity, confidence, and opportunity. Tonight, your support means more than just a donation. It means a child gets to read their first book clearly, play without barriers, and see the world with hope. Together, we can prevent vision loss before it's too late. Let's give these children the brighter future they deserve.
All right, we're back with Radio Boomers Live. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. You can subscribe to www.rbllive.com, rbllive.com. So our guest that we have today is Anthony Sareli. And Anthony is the founder, CEO, chairman of nonprofit television, NPTV, which happens to be a partner with iVod EasyWay, which is a massive distribution syndication platform that we have, reaching hundreds of millions of downloads, as well as 400 million homes and mobile phones. And Anthony has a passion for purpose. And we are making some major things happening with Anthony Sareli. And if you like what he has to say today, you can simply go to easywaywalloffame.com and you can look Anthony up, and you can click on connect, or we'll get an appointment button on there for him, and you can learn more about Anthony and get connected with him on a social media through the EasyWay platform. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring to the stage the man himself, Anthony Sareli. Welcome to the show.
Ambassador Dr. Eric Zulli, great to see you. How are you?
I'm good. I love that title. And I little birdie told me that you're starting to get some titles and you got some recognitions coming at you because you're doing it the easy way.
That's the rumor. Thank God for EasyWay.
Well, man, I want to definitely say again, thank you to Mark Balin for introducing us. And, you got some great stuff happening. I mean, you got a network that's in all the Denny's restaurants in Texas, well, about 18 Denny's restaurants. And you have this like amazing movement you're doing for these nonprofits And I just want to really just give you the stage, Anthony, and give me some time to do some behind the scenes promotions and get your video up. But I really want to just give you the stage, tell your story. Where did Nonprofit TV come from? Who is Anthony? Pretend this is a TEDx stage, and I'm just going to give you the stage.
All right. Well, check in once in a while just to make sure I'm on the right track, but happy to do that. Again, my name's Anthony Sareli. I was born in upstate New York. That's where I grew up there, and also on the East Coast in Baltimore. So I've got I'm a veteran of the United States Army, and I've got a background in marketing, advertising, sales that I did a lot in the 90s. And then some years ago, I kind of hit a crossroads in my life where, it wasn't all just about money and accumulating things, which of course we all like, and that's very nice. But I really just had a calling. I would just call it that. It just hit me where I've got to do something with helping people more. And I'd done a little bit here and there, but it wasn't really a full-time thing. And I decided I was just going to do that. So I looked on the map and I said, I felt like with my background, I was confident enough where I could make anything work anywhere. I'd been to a lot of different cities. Nothing really scared me. I felt like I could do this. But I looked on a map and I saw Texas had one of the poorest zip codes in the country. And down in the Rio Grande Valley, which is on the border, they had just tons of nonprofits, tons of need, all kinds of people that were not getting heard. No one was listening to them. There was no way they could get their message out. They had, a little bit of maybe social media, but no really big. None of the big stations, none of the local stations were carrying their message. So I remember years ago, they were obligated to give time to nonprofits where you would see local nonprofits on your television because the station kind of had to air that. So you'd learn about it and you know what's going on in your community. Well, that's all but gone, or they actually want to charge nonprofits for doing that. So the idea was born was I'm going to build my own platform where I'm going to give them center stage. Nonprofits will be front and center, not an afterthought. And we're going to make this work for everyone. It's going to be entertaining for the audiences, for the venues that I work with, they're going to benefit. And of course, the nonprofits are going to see, hopefully visibility, better fundraising, and all that sort of thing. So the way that my program works is here in Texas, for example, and we started humbly with just one at a time. We built this out one at a time, and gradually we grew to we have, I believe it's something like 60 locations now. But we live inside of public venues. So I'll use Denny's as an example because they're our anchor chain. They're our national chain. So if you come into a corporate store in Denny's in Texas, whether it's in McAllen or Brownsville or Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, Killeen, you'll find televisions in pretty much every corner of the stores. They'll have 6-7 TVs there. And what you're going to see is our channel only. It runs 24/7. So we got super high visibility. And as you're watching, of course, you're going to see Buy More Pancakes, things that Denny's likes as part of the programming. So they love it. But you're also going to see local and national nonprofit messages. Everyone stands to gain. If you have a fundraiser, just need awareness, whatever it is, we're there to help. So a typical campaign, if someone calls me with a nonprofit and they need help, I tell them they can keep their wallet in their pocket. And I tell them, tell me about your event. And we'll try to promote that a few weeks ahead of time. So everybody in the neighborhood, their particular neighborhood or wherever it applies is going to get the message. And then the day of the event, if we're able to, we have in-house production teams. I send them out. We film the event. We've done this for Tim Tebow, Make-A-Wish, a lot of other charities you might have heard of and not heard of. And what they tell me is something amazing happens. Not only are there events, they see more people at them after the event. This is where it comes back to, you've got to get back to work and they have to pay the bills and they do their fundraising. When they go knock on doors, they say after they work with us, their effort is so much easier because they're not getting the who are you and what do you want? They're like, I know you from television. I saw you. Because what we can also do is have a persistent presence on this network. So while we're promoting the event, while we're airing the event, while we're producing all this, all that's great. The rest of the year, we might have a message up there just reminding the public of who you are, what you do, and why it's important to support you. And the community, I'd say, has responded amazing. They're just an amazing community. They go to these venues more. The venues like Denny's love it. They see more people coming in because of it. People want to go there and with their families and say, look, there's a little Johnny up there doing something, or look, there I am doing this. And it really gives a connection to the community that I've seen. Social media just hasn't been able to get there. So we use all these tools, but together with social media, with all your other things, this type of a program for nonprofits I haven't seen anything work better. So I want to duplicate this, and I want to expand it all over the country. And we have the technology now to do that very, very easily. So someone right now, if there's no nonprofit TV public network in your area, you could simply give me a call. We could have a conversation. We might be able to have one in place in as little as a week, right in your own backyard. And you'll be amazed at the results. Almost immediately, you'll have friends and families telling you, hey, I saw you on television. I saw you on television. And as we populate it, even just 5 or 10 locations in any given city, that's enough to really give you a presence and really make a difference and get the kind of results I'm talking about that we have here. So in my area, we not only have Denny's, they're a big corporate company. Yeah, they can be a little tricky to deal with, like Walmarts of the world. But we also have dozens of smaller local hotspots, bowling alleys, barber shops, waiting areas, supermarkets, anywhere where there's a high traffic or it makes sense to be, we want to put a television there. And our television plays content all day long, like I said, for the nonprofits, the sponsors, as well as, just things that are going to keep you interested and keep you coming back and watching more. So news, weather, local sports, pro sports, all these are highlights that are showing up there. And we know how to create content for this platform that'll get people to look. I'll get you to watch, and I'll get you to watch a second time, but I need you to watch year round. And in order to do that, that's where content comes in. And that's where working with Eric and the easy way and connecting to people that can make things happen accelerates this whole process for me. I've seen more things change in a positive way and more growth happen in the last 6 months than maybe the last 6 years. And that's solely due to connecting with the right people that can just get your program going, the right people that know marketing, the right people that know how to put the pieces in the right places. And I don't think there's anybody out there anybody better than Eric from what I've seen. And I took a while. Eric will tell you, we weren't exactly best buds for the first couple of months because I'm taking a hard look at what he's doing. And I just became more and more impressed. The app is outstanding. I was slow to adopt it. But now that I see the power of it, I can really see where if you'll spend a few minutes with it, you'll see exactly what I see. This is a great investment. And I've actually upped my membership as time goes on, and it's done nothing but pay off. So I'd encourage you to start using the app more, start connecting with people, start talking. And if you've got a vision and you want to grow, you can get there a lot faster with other people helping you. I was stubborn. I did it all on my own for years because I didn't think anybody would be interested. And I was wrong. I just sort of was discovered, all of a sudden. And that's how I got connected with Eric and Mark Byland and all these great people, who just sort of saw something. They said, we see the potential. We see what you're trying to do. We want to get behind you and want to help you. So now here we are 6 months later. And I went from, don't get me wrong, it's great to have a network in Texas. I reached 350,000 viewers a week effectively. But now I'm on television all over the world and tied in under networks like Easy Way and On the Mark and iDream and all these networks and more coming every day from what I understand. Makes your head spin. This is going to be a massive audience with outstanding. And I just want to be a part of that.
Oops, sorry. Didn't get myself. I knocked you off track, I think. Hold on.
All right, I'll just start over. No, I'm kidding. We're fine. So that's a little bit about nonprofit TV. It's a little bit about what's happened to me from partnering with people like Eric and Mark and Maureen and all these folks. So they're building something special here. If you really want to take it to the next level, these are the people to be with. And as far as how nonprofit TV works, yeah, we help nonprofits for no money. You call me, I help you. I do what I can to get you out there, just like I promised I do. And I've been doing for the last several years. But we've got more. There's more coming. And that's where the television networks and all these groups come into play. And I just can't wait to share with you all the new things that are coming and even the bigger impact that we're going to make, on the world of people that in the nonprofit world that need things. And let me tell you, 95% of them you don't even know about. And they're great people with great causes, and you'll never hear about them because social media just doesn't do it. Local media isn't giving them attention, and national media certainly doesn't want to talk about them. You've got to check a lot of boxes. But I feel they're worth supporting, and I've seen them go from being small efforts to very large efforts, and I've seen whole communities respond, and it's actually changed the lives of a lot of people. It's been a big impact. So if we can magnify that and synergize with all these other people that are involved, it's just an exciting time. We're going to be able to touch a lot of lives and do it in an even more impactful way. So if Eric is finished with his background, I can pull him in and see what he has to say. You're on mute. You're on mute, Eric.
There we go. Let me get off mute. And there we go. So my other, nope, that's not working. All right. So this one, unfortunately, is freezing a little bit, and that's why I did the other one. So can you guys hear me okay? Am I good? Okay, let's try this. Yeah, see, I'm a little I need a new computer really badly. Can you hear me okay? Or am I maybe I just do a little
Sound
chopping?
great. Sound
Okay,
great.
good. As long as you guys can hear me, but I'll just be the you remember the guy from Back to the Future when he walked into the cafe, that screen would come up to you and he was like, it's all choppy. Yeah, that's me. That's me on the show from now on until I get my new computer. All right, so I love that, Anthony, and again, big shout out to Mark Balin for bringing you to the table. And now we're creating this amazing, massive, like God's Viacom, this massive coalition that creates opportunity for people to have massive outreach. And with your platform, ultimately gets their message, their passion, and their purpose out there in a really major way. And I really love that, and that's why it's great that we're able to have you on the stage today. What I'd love for you to share, Anthony, is you talked a lot about nonprofit TV, but let's get them to know who Anthony Sareli is. What is your background in business? Why did you get involved in the nonprofit space? Why are you walking down that path? Let's go down the road of who is Anthony Sareli.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a short story and it's not super exciting, but when I got out of the military, I looked at all my options. I was going to go to school, and I'd been going part-time, so I had a associate's degree, and I didn't want to go to school anymore. I didn't want to be locked down. I went from high school at 17 into the Army, so here I am, 21. This is really my first taste of freedom. So I decided, they told me I had the gift of gab a little bit back at the time. Maybe I'm a little rusty now, but I would be fairly effective then. So I went into sales, and I quickly went through various things and ended up in advertising sales. That's something that just seemed to fit my personality. I could do it if I believed in the product. It was rare I couldn't sell it. I don't know why. So I had to take a minute to learn about products and find one that I believed in. And once I did, I did pretty well. I advanced with a company out of LA that was started back in the 50s that worked in supermarkets. I'm not going to mention their name because they're actually a competitor of mine now, but they were an aggressive company. They were all about the 7 habits and aggressive selling and just getting results quickly and not wasting time. And this was way back in the day when that wasn't super popular, and you had to learn about these guys by having a cassette tape or maybe even an 8-track. So but the techniques and everything didn't change much. So I ended up working for a Fortune 500 company selling advertising, basically with supermarket-based products, billboard types things, shopping carts, things like that. And products, a product. This one hit a lot of people. It was affordable, and it was right in the range of pretty much everybody, which is what I like. I like to be able to just have an open field and sell anyone anything, and this product was the closest one to that. So it didn't take long where I did well enough in a certain area where they gave me a little bump up, and I was managing. At one point, I was managing Texas, Arizona, Las Vegas, Nevada, and actually New Mexico. So I had a really big territory. Did really well. And I think what happened to me happens, to a lot of people. You just kind of hit a wall. You just realize, I'm working for someone else, and you're only going to go so far. And I just felt I really needed to start looking at doing my own thing. Well, so I did that. I just decided to do it. And I did my own billboards. I did my own kind of creative marketing things that I could sell. And they worked okay, and they worked all right. But I always had this idea in my mind as far as how this would work. And the first iteration of it was video billboards. That was the vision I had. I saw this 30 years ago, and now they're everywhere. We see them everywhere. But I had this in my head. I knew it was going to be very expensive. I knew the technology had to catch up. And along with that, when I would see televisions in certain places, I had the same thought. I'm like, there's got to be a way to make this work in a simple enough way. So wasn't long after that when technology finally got us flat screens and finally got us enough computer power to do some things that we were able to do just that. So I experimented out on the East Coast with it, just in one location, just to see if the viability was there. It worked out well, and I said, okay, now I've confirmed, what I want to do. Now I want to pick the hardest place in the world to go do it. And that's going to sound insane, but what I knew from my past was it didn't matter where you drop me, or anybody really. If you can have some success in the hardest place, then it ought to feel real easy when you go to the better markets. And that's exactly what happened here. But by starting in the most difficult market, it's going to take longer. You're not going to generate the revenue as fast. And I didn't. But I learned my craft. I learned the technology. I learned all the ins and outs thoroughly. Where now when I set up a program, I know every facet of the business. I can talk to you 10 minutes in your place of business, and I can probably tell you with accuracy 80% of the things you need to hear and want to hear. And that's going to make you more money as far as making your marketing work better. And now with all these other people, all these other tools, it's even easier. So the only reason things aren't happening is you just haven't connected the dots, and you just haven't connected with the right people. Well, and I'm going to plug Easy Way here. I think that's your shortcut to getting those two things. They're critical. So, if you have that kind of determination, you have that kind of drive, and you're frustrated because things aren't happening fast enough, reach out and talk to other people that might give you a little bit of guidance, might give you a lift up, and you help each other grow. And that's the real key. And, when you have the right spirit in your heart and you connect with other people with the right spirit in the heart, you can get through the hard times. You're going to ride right through those a lot easier than you will on your own. Take it from me. I'll tell you that. I went through COVID by myself. I lost close to 90% of my business because I'm in the public space. People go out to eat. They closed down all the restaurants. I had even more locations. A lot of them went out of business for good. And I'm sitting here thinking, what am I going to do? I can't last much longer, than this 2-year wait we've just had. So I revamped some things. I looked at it. I put things in the cloud. I shrank down a little bit. And wouldn't you know it, the product actually became better. The media I was producing, I spent more time on media, packaging, studying the craft. I was making the people that were with me more money. They were doing even better. And I did something even crazier. At the worst possible time, I decided to expand all over the state instead of the 100-mile radius I had. And I'm glad I did it because that little field of dream strategy worked. People came to it, and once they saw the size, of it and realized it wasn't just a backyard effort, everything changed. And I'm glad they did. And when they looked it over, there were no weak spots, as far as the main things are concerned. You had the proper production quality, you had the right structure, you had the right footprint. And now I'm ready. I feel so confident. When I scaled from this area statewide, I didn't miss a beat. It was just skipping down the street. Nothing changed. It just went that easy. I can do that now nationally. It's just that easy. And with these new partners, the content becomes much better. The burden of producing all this content isn't so heavy because that's largely what I was doing, was producing most of my own content or finding people to work with me. And it was nonprofit related, so that was actually pleasant. I didn't mind that. But there's only so much of you to pass around. And at some point, you've got to learn to delegate, you've got to learn to streamline, and you've got to learn to really just have people with the same passion you have and put them to work for you for that particular effort. So that's what I do now. Whatever organization I go to, I look for there's a star in every organization. There's a guy that just does it. And I look for them to key on and talk to, and they are usually my partner with that particular organization. They'll get it done because I want to see you get results, and I want to see you get them quickly. I don't want to wait for a year. I don't want to have a 5-year plan necessarily just about this. I want to see you get results next month, next week. And that's what this kind of program can do. As soon as I put them on the televisions, they're getting calls. People saw them. And that also means donors see them, city sees them, and it gives them the effect that they're looking for, where people know who they are. So that's what I'm looking to do now. I want to expand nonprofit TV all over the country. We have a way to do it. If you own a chain or you own restaurants or you own any place you think this makes sense, you could give me a call. We could talk 10 minutes and I think I'd be sending you out a kit.
Welcome to Nonprofit TV, TV with a purpose. Our platform exists in the public space or out-of-home market. It includes national brand anchors like Genny's Restaurants, who allow nonprofit TV to place dedicated screens in high-traffic locations to reach viewers 24 hours a day. When you combine this with other local hotspots, you create a network that has a large daily audience, guaranteed. You'll find nonprofit TV in major cities throughout Texas, where we serve 2 million impressions a week, and it's growing fast. Content matters, and our channel delivers daily news, weather, sports highlights, and of course, the latest word from nonprofits for guests to enjoy. Nonprofit TV is a showcase for local and national nonprofit organizations. Their efforts are treated as a featured segment, not an afterthought. Venues also receive custom branding kits that welcomes customers and also creates significant upsale opportunities. Nonprofit TV is a unique and powerful platform where family-friendly sponsors are always welcome, who along with our hosts create a strong community connection that only comes from participation. Our advertising rates are budget-friendly, effective, and directly support our efforts. Listen to what people are saying about nonprofit TV.
Media is so critical to Make-A-Wish, of course, any nonprofit, every nonprofit, because without the media, we don't have the exposure that we need to reach the people that we need to reach. Recently, we had a fundraiser where Nonprofit TV donated a beautiful little red convertible sports car, a little Miata, to Make-A-Wish. They had fully restored it through help of the community coming together to do this for us so that we could continue to grant wishes.
Join us and help make a difference. Whether you're a nonprofit, a business owner, or manage a corporate brand, reach out to us today to learn more.
I got your video in there.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you. No, I remember that Make-A-Wish program that we did. That was something special. That's one where, they have a Make-A-Wish chapter here. They were struggling for money. They didn't get a lot of national support like some of the other ones do. My wife had a Miata that we were thinking about selling, and I said, I want to ask you a favor, honey. Can you donate that car? And she goes, well, as long as you buy me a new one, you can. I said, well, okay. So we made that deal. But what was special about it is I took the car and I took it to the town, and I went to a body shop. I went to the tire shop. I went to the engine shop. I asked everybody to get involved. I said, let's refurbish this car. I want to auction it off for Make-A-Wish, and I want to raise money for them. So that part was special, bringing together the whole community. That was great. And then to sell it, I partnered with some of the bingo halls here where they have a lot of gamblers that we sold the tickets out in, I think, 2 weeks. And at the end result, we ended up raising something like $15,000 for Make-A-Wish, which isn't a tremendous amount of money, but it did buy 2, maybe 3 solid wishes for kids here. And that was the other part that you didn't see in the video. I went and I shot, I'm not much of a videographer, but I do a lot of these because I really enjoy it. So I went and shot this one. Part of the money, they bought a wish for a young child. And you got to remember, Make-A-Wish, these children a lot of times, don't have a lot of time left. This is their wish. This might be the last thing, they ever get. So it's important. So one of the little girls had a wish where she just wanted her own playground because she couldn't go to school. She couldn't have anything. She couldn't go anywhere. So this is what they gave her. So when I pull up, I see this gigantic custom-made playground in her backyard, and they have it absolutely filled from top to bottom with presents and gifts and toys. And so we film her coming out, and you can find this on our channel somewhere. It's up there. And she comes out, she opens them up. I mean, it just brings tears to your eyes, or at least mine, thinking about it. It was that special. So when you see that once, you are hooked for life. It's the greatest, most powerful drug you're ever going to find is something like that. So, I'm an addict as far as that's concerned. That's what I chase all the time, is that one. So hearing the little giggles, the little smiles, all those things from this one little wish really made me happy. And there was 2 other ones that came just from this, but we wanted to help them continue granting wishes year round. So we did a campaign with them. They were always on our screens in one shape or form, and it just worked. They got out there, their donors went up, people got involved. They said volunteers came to them. A building was donated. So just all these great things came of it because, God gave me the privilege to point a camera at people doing amazing work and help me build a network to share it with even more people. And now I get to share that on the television waves with millions and millions of people. I can't tell you how much my heart is swelling just thinking about the possibility.
Anthony, we have to resource what we have, because if you don't resource it, you wind up like the shopping centers and the blockbusters, they go to the past and they fade away. You really have to resource it. But like you were saying before, the bottom line is there's a lot of talk. You have to have the meat and potatoes on the table. You got to just do it, whatever it is, because you could talk for years and nothing ever happens. The light bulb goes out. So you got to resource what's going on today and just get out there and do it. But when you're talking about the different people, it's just nice running into the people that have, I call it heartfelt actions, the people that are really doing it from their heart, not looking at what a paycheck could be, what they could get out of it. You want to make a difference in the lives of these kids or whoever it is you're dealing with, and that way you go to bed at night and, you've done something good for someone. And yes, it is resourcing today. It's a different age,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we all know how it is when we're younger. We're chasing, we're building our empires. We need to make that money. And, I don't think I was the right guy at 22 to do this kind of work. I wasn't ready yet. I didn't have the experience of life to put me in the right position to appreciate. So I'm a big fan of, some of these young kids I see that are getting into this work so early, because they're just so much better than I was. I was, in my 30s before I got into this. But no, I think it was important. I mean, coming into it at that time, I didn't have anything to prove. I made the money I wanted. I did the things I wanted. Now I needed something that I could take with me. So, when I go to the pearly gates, I don't hear a nice try. That's been my...
Anthony, not to interrupt you, but do you see on the top right of your screen, it says like share with your audience, or there's a button that says like connect or anything? There should be a little button that says like broadcast or something where you can broadcast it to your audience, because I want your audience to also know the power that's now behind nonprofit TV, and understand what's really, happening here and what you guys are seeing on the screen right now. And just to let you guys know, we have another maybe 4 minutes left until we have to bring our next guest on. But what you're seeing on the screen right now, these two powerful men, between the president of Better Vision for Children and the CEO and founder of nonprofit television, this is history being made on screen. Because this interview and what you guys are watching right now is going to go out to close to 500 million homes and mobile phones on multiple different channels. And I don't think people really realize how powerful this really is. And I want you guys to talk a little bit about, I'm going to guide this a little bit. Like, we work with the Lions Club International. We work with my dad ultimately works with Lions Club International, the Knights of Columbus, American Legion. In fact, we just submitted the main people for those organizations to receive a congressional award, where we submitted you to receive a congressional award. Shout out and a big thank you to the Congressman Mike Levin's office and supporting us with the 49th district, as well as California Investment Forum and Fiona Ma. Thank you for putting me on your Instagram. That was pretty amazing. To be in the California State Treasurer's radar, and the Universal Peace Federation, supported by United Nations, which you were just at the National Parents Day and the Easy Way LA, and everything that we've been doing together. History is in the making for sure, but I really want people to realize what's getting ready to happen for the youth. With Better Vision for Children and my dad and Anthony getting together. So you guys have 3 minutes to kind of talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to get into our next segment.
Well, like Anthony mentioned, and I shared on the stage, you have to have hard work, determination, and drive. You have to have that. But without faith, morals, and ethics, I think it's a waste of time. And to follow up with that, I feel like with faith, like Anthony was saying, comes some accountability and responsibility. We're not here to be lukewarm. It's like, here's a buck. You might as well keep the buck. I don't think there's a lot of credit there, because that individual can't even go to the dollar store and get anything anymore. It's more than $1. So if you're going to help. Someday we're going to be held accountable, I feel, for the life we've been given. And you're sitting across from God, and you'll say, okay, I gave you life. What did you do with it? And you think, well, you don't want to, you want to be able to say you've helped, you've done something in life. And like with Anthony, is reaching out, and he's talking about the same scenario I have. You can't just think, I'm going to do this. Think big, I mean, the way in which you think determines the outcome. The way in which you believe, I've said, solidifies it. I want to do the same thing with the vision. Anthony's talking about going out across the country. Well, that's what I want to do with the vision kits. I want to get these kits located, and everybody seems to be on board in different states I've talked to. We'll get them the most updated cameras, and 50% of the kids are not tested. We'll get that number decreased to 100% of the kids are tested. We did 5,000 kids in literally 5 days. So take this and multiply it. All you need is like 4 or 5 cameras, and you could test 400 to 600 kids in one day. School systems, foster care systems, and there Anthony is filming this. It motivates people, whether it's eye testing for the kids, helping people that are homeless, people that have health issues, whatever the scenario. It's just getting it out there that makes such a difference. And it spreads. It kind of gets into people's hearts and thinks, I want to get involved with that. Anthony, we're talking about longevity and health and all these herbs, teas you take and all that kind of stuff. That's important. You got to exercise and you got to have the right diet. And, don't follow my diet, because having pizza at midnight with a Diet Pepsi is not the way to go. But you have to have that, whatever it is, a good diet and good sleep and water. You have to have the water.
And Anthony, what's your opinion on this? Because we got to go pretty soon.
Now,
guys.
wait, I just want to throw this in real quick, Eric. You have to have that. But even better than the diet and the exercise, they say, is purpose. And like Anthony gets up in the morning, I know what's on his mind is how can we expand what we're doing, and having purpose, but having a good purpose, not just a purpose to buy a Bentley, but a purpose to do some good, right, Anthony?
Absolutely, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Having that purpose, and when it starts spreading, and we're dealing with the foster children too, getting them motivated. They share that with other kids, and their whole attitude changes about their future. So that's what you're
I'm
looking at.
I'm gonna guide this, and this is amazing what Better Vision for Children is doing, guys. Go to bvccharity.org, and I love what you said, Dad. If you're gonna help. We're gonna put that on the screen there. That's nothing else needs to be said. If you're going to help to help. Don't help for something,
Don't help for just tax write-off. That's not going to give you any credit.
Help to make God smile. Help to really actually put into the universe from what you want to get out of it. And Anthony, your opinion on having a network and a background and getting behind Better Vision for Children. Give us about a minute of your opinion. And also talk to us a little bit about how excited you are to be a platinum member, and look at what's already happened. The second you clicked you swiped your card and you became a platinum member, a congressional award ended up happening, and all of a sudden this happened and that happened. All these things started popping up, right?
Absolutely. And I was talking about that earlier, and I meant every word of it. It was just like I said, I went for years and years and years at this slow, methodic pace. And then all of a sudden in the last 6 months, I think I said it, I've seen more happen in the last 6 months than maybe the last 6 years, just by being associated with Easy Way and the people that are part of Easy Way and the system and the app and everything you've got going. It's just, I keep looking for a weak spot. I don't see any. It just keeps getting better and better. So that part's important. And as far as the work you're doing, James, I can't think of a more important thing than if a single child, you're going to help them save their eyesight. What's more important than that? If I don't have my eyes, I'm useless. There's nothing I can do. And, I'm not saying that there's people that don't have sight that aren't useful. Of course they are. I'm not built that way. And I'm just so grateful for that. So to be able to do that for thousands of children, what an incredible gift, to these children that you're giving. And if you're hearing that and you're saying, yeah, that's pretty nice, donate something, give something to the BBC and help him continue his work. You might be the one that helps one more child get what they need to where they have sight for the rest of their life. I don't know of a better pitch. What else would you need to hear other than that to go help these people? And if you do it with me, you're going to find BBC on Nonprofit TV. If you want to help our effort, I'll reward you if you're a business owner with a little bit of time on our network where you can promote your product and you can make money. So you actually win as well as help, this great charity and this great idea.
And I'm better with the cameras, Anthony. When I do the testing, it's kind of a computer, than I am with the camera I set up this morning. It was the last minute and it's flopping all over the place. I'm going like, But
So, and
anyway,
I also want to add in there, guys, that we work with our organizations that do grant writing, funding. We're getting involved with more and more institutes and more organizations that wants to help the way that we want to help. They want to get behind the Easy Way movement, Gold is God, and Easy Way Interactive. You can get into the app and learn more about where we're doing that. But we are building a hedge fund and a funding circle and a lot of nonprofit organizational stuff, and partnering up with Anthony and the whole nonprofit TV and On the Mark TV and IVOD the Easy Way. It is really amazing what we're getting ready to do to help make a difference and really put cause-based marketing into effect in a major way. And I think God's going to get really behind it. Well, I don't think I know he is. He's already getting behind it. So the positive energy is there within this community in a massive way, whatever your faith might be. But Anthony, thank you so much for joining us. I hope that we were able to really get your message out there a little bit more, get people to understand a little bit more about nonprofit television. And in closing, go ahead and give us like 30 seconds on why somebody would want to get involved in nonprofit TV and how they would get involved in nonprofit TV. I would suggest you tell them about your Easy Way profile, because everything will be right there for you.
Of course. I mean, that'd probably be the best way to get a hold of me. Go to the Easy Way app, look me up, Anthony Sareli, Nonprofit TV. You'll see the blue and white logo, so it's easy to find. And like I said, we're going national. We've made a lot of impact for a lot of different people and organizations, and we just want to do that on a national, maybe even a worldwide scale. So this is the way.
207 calories. Heart rate 1 beats per minute.
absolutely. And it's something you really got to do, Anthony, because we both know how fast the time goes by, right?
Absolutely. 100%.
Christmas is
All right,
around.
well, we're going to go to commercial break, guys. Thank you so much, Anthony. Sorry
Thank
to
you.
interrupt you, but we are getting way out of time now.
Long
And
time, yeah.
after this commercial, guys, we're going to tell you guys a little bit about this amazing event we have coming up in 3 days, where we're going to be giving people their honorary doctorates, Anthony being one of them, as well as Universal Peace Federation, supported by United Nations ambassadorship, Anthony being one of them, as well as our congressional, and even now the California Investment Forum, getting more involved now with California State Treasurer Fiona Ma. Shout outs to Fan TV and Dean and just everybody, all 226 organizations that are now behind Easy Way and supporting what we're doing. You can find everything into the app. Thanks again, Anthony. You've been great. And we'll be right back, guys. Keep doing it the easy way. RBLlive.com to subscribe and catch our next episode. We'll be right back.
Step into luxury with All Aboard Limousine, your premier choice for first-class transportation. Whether it's a wedding, prom, corporate event, airport transfer, or a special night out, we deliver style, comfort, and professionalism every mile of the way. With a fleet of pristine vehicles and courteous, experienced chauffeurs, we make every ride smooth, safe, and unforgettable. Book today at allaboardlimousineservice.com, where your journey begins in elegance. Mention this ad and receive a 10% discount on your reservation. Contact Black Cat at 626-255-3396. Serving all of Los Angeles and Orange County areas.
Yeah, definitely contact All Aboard Limousine Service. They're amazing transportation. They do a lot of transportation for us and all the events that we go to. A big shout out to the Cultural Alliance Awards. We just got back. Easy Way family was at the Cultural Alliance Awards. Now we're getting ready to do DBU Awards. DBUawards.com. If you want to get your honorary doctorates, if you want to get ambassadorship, if you want to get congressional awards, if you want to get involved with the program that the recognizing the acknowledgement programs that we're doing, you want to go DBUawards.com. It's in Orange County, California. Do not miss it. Make sure you check it out, DBUawards.com. So next up, we're going to bring on one of our amazing members, Wendy Weber, the songbird lady. She's always on our VIP pitch parties. She's always there supporting us and what we're doing. Wendy, go ahead and press the share button or broadcast to your friends. Let them know. Click that button on the top right. And she's always getting so many awesome responses. I wanted to point that out, Wendy. You're getting more and more responses now. I'm noticing on the VIP pitch party, like, oh, I love her. I love that. I love the ukulele. I like, and so you've been with the Easy Way family for a while now, but I see the responses starting to come in. And so how does that make you feel?
Well, can you hear me?
We can. Yeah.
All right.
It makes me feel wanted. But I don't know why you needed me for this show. You could have done the whole thing with Anthony. I was rapt in rapt attention.
Well, you have been amazing with the Easyway family. You've been such an amazing affiliate of the network, Wendy. We always reward our affiliates. We're wanting to give love and give more shine to those people that are always supporting us. And every time I turn around, you got Easyway in your background or our Easyway flyer out there. So we wanted to give you some airtime. And now to 400 million homes and mobile phones, 100 million downloads, and 400 manufactured television.
Oh, I don't know if I can believe that. I just see you and James. That's it.
Well, you can believe it or not. You can. All you got to do is go to the app and you'll see it. You got to see it to believe it, and you will see it. I promise you that. If you go to the Easyway TV app, which is pretty soon, we're going to be on the Roku channel directly. We'll be on Tubi. We'll be on all the mainstream platforms. That's all in the mix. Because what happens is you have an HLS, you have a 24/7 television channel, and anything on that 24/7 television channel goes out massively worldwide. And our partner is Evander Holyfield's family. They've been doing this for over 25 years, so we just partnered with them. And then we also have 14 other partners that we're doing things with as well. So when you have that many partners and everything's combining behind a platform, there's a lot of reach,
I just wanted to share something that Wendy has. I've done research when we do studios and rebuild, when we get to get a new studio or whatever. They say you get 62% more response from the initial contact from a new client. Okay, so Wendy is the initial contact. With the song she does, it's like we were talking about before. It's a heartfelt song. You could get all these other things, electronic, whatever. It doesn't have the same tone and meaning and depth as Wendy's. And I've seen and heard this. That's what you enter into when a client has Wendy put one of her songs together, and it changes the mood. You wouldn't believe the psychology of everything. And then when they come into it, they're like feeling good, and that's what it's all about, right, Wendy, with the clients?
It is, because it's the experience.
Yeah.
When you think of music, of a real life person, it moves the emotion. It creates emotion. I prefer to create positive emotion, but negative emotion can be created too. And I stay away from that. God knows I don't need that.
No.
But the idea is to raise the vibration of the world. We are in a lower place than we have been in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And positive music, energy healing, which is another thing I did. And actually, I met somebody in Al yesterday on one of my calls, whose wife had fallen, and an hour later I was working on her, and she fell. And that's giving back. I mean, that is, now I am getting paid something for that, but it is a gift to the world. And every time I help somebody raise their vibration, it trickles out. It's like putting a pebble in the pond. You raise somebody's energy, and people who are connected with them also get a raise. Now, they don't necessarily feel it, but in their actions, you can see it. And it doesn't have to be somebody in the vicinity. It can be somebody with whom they are connected, family, friends, it could be anything. We don't even know. We can't see where all that goes. The same thing with a great song. There's coming up on November 1st, there's the 40th anniversary of the Gesher Disability Resources program here in Phoenix. And it started out as the Council for Jews with Special Needs. And my late daughter, Layla, and I were original members back in 1985. I've been invited to be at the event. I will be there, and I will be wearing my lanyard with 2 pictures of Layla on each side, because it's hard for me to go without her.
Yeah.
So that's the way I can go and feel she's with me. And this is a tip for anybody who has grief for a loved one. Wear a lanyard with their pictures. It's like having them with you. I just came up with that, and I want everybody to know who needs it. So I did a song for them. They asked me from one of their galas. I did a parody. I'm sorry, Lucky. I have parrots. I did a parody on the 3 doctors who had been from the beginning supporting the group, supporting the parents, supporting the children. And that was a great thrill. I was just in the chorus and I sang it with a group a band that they had there singing it. But it was a great contribution that I did because I captured what they needed to capture on each of these doctors. And it was like they were on wanted posters. So I just made it reflect that, and it was really fun. This group does something that I didn't have as a sister of a brother who had multiple disabilities. I didn't have sibling support. This group made sure that my children had sibling support because my daughter had Down syndrome. So we've moved on to great things. What do all these charitable organizations do? They raise the vibration of the world. They help everybody. There's many. I support the Oasis Sanctuary outside of Benson, which is south of Tucson. They have 800 rescue parrots who need a new home. And that means something to me because I've owned parrots for over 50 years. I only have one right now. I'm going to rehome a couple more when I'm able to. These are charities. I'm getting these ideas, Eric, from listening to Anthony. Groups that I can help. Ryan House is another one for people who have children with really severe disabilities and have no place else to go for respite.
Well, Wendy, we are building with the Relief Alliance and Jeremy and Aiden, which we met through Al, by the way. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but we did put it on the screen. Al is amazing app that you want to definitely check out, and use the code EasyWay if you want to download it and get involved. Go to the website, because we met a lot of incredible people, and actually Jeremy and Aiden came from Al, and now they're running programs for us. Now they're running the EasyWay Florida, so they're running the EasyWay Ambassador program, and now they're also getting ready to get an alliance, a charity alliance, a nonprofit alliance. And actually, collectively, we're building a massive alliance with nonprofits and charity to be able to help. And we're bringing in all the resources that you truly need, and using Better Vision for Children as an example of what we can do with these nonprofits. So now we have the nonprofit television behind it. We have the grant writing, we have the funding situations, we have the distribution, we have the PR, we have the influence, and we have probably about 13 nonprofits that are on board and signed up with the program. So if you guys are interested and you want to get some support for your nonprofit, or you know of a nonprofit that needs support, all you got to do is either follow us on the EasyWay family or install the app. Get the EasyWay interactive app, reach out to us, post what your nonprofit is, post what the nonprofit that you know about is, and we'll take a look at it. We'll review it. Use the hashtag EasyWay family. It's literally that simple. You use EasyWay family, you'll see what happens. And Wendy, I think you've noticed that, like, being a part of the EasyWay family, really, do you notice how things gravitate and magnetize, and things just kind of like come to you and to support, and it really is like a family? Give us an idea. Share with us a story of something that has helped you, that has worked out for you, being a part of the EasyWay family.
Well, Owl, I had already been on the Owl app, but I didn't use it until EasyWay got involved. And the person I helped yesterday was the wife of somebody on Owl. And that was a call that I'd made. And he said it was a God thing. And that's one thing. And they have a huge network. And no, I tell everybody, if the energy healing doesn't work, keep your mouth shut. If it works, tell everybody. I've never known it not to work, ever. So that's working out for me. And the songs, that's a little slower, but who did I meet from the Owl, who also knows you? Samara Beth Hurley, who's here in Phoenix area. Of course, Mark Balin is here, and I will be doing something with him. He goes by near me to go shopping every 2 weeks.
I heard you're like down the street from him, and he's putting you on the Mark TV. So that was a big benefit that you got.
Yeah, well, I'm going to send him some things, but I'm busy right now because, before I forget, I want to wish everybody the Shana Tova. Tonight is the Jewish New Year, and it'll start the year 5786 for us. We've been around a long time. We're not going anywhere, no matter what anybody thinks or says. We are here to stay. We get involved. My synagogue does a lot of charity work just through the synagogue. We'll be donating monies for the Paradise Valley food bank. We're the largest donors of that food bank, and we do it at times when other people aren't. So especially in the spring, their cupboards are bare. We go through it from the money we save and the partnerships we do with one or two of the grocery stores here, and we stock the shelves again because there's nothing there. That's one of the things. They're going to go and do, I forgot which house it is. They're going to be starting up again after the summer. Everybody was gone. But after the summer, they're going to start up doing the food for one or more of the food places, the food, not banks, but the community food where they serve, actually. And so it's, we're very, very much involved. In fact, you've heard of the word mitzvah, right? Mitzvah has two meanings that I know of, probably more, but it's a commandment and it's a good deed. We are the children of the good deed. When you have a bar bat mitzvah, we're children of the good deed and the commandment. We're commanded to do this. Another word is tikkun olam, repair of the world. We do that. So we partner with everybody. We don't care who we partner with as long as their intentions are good. To partner with to help the community, help the world, and keep our people safe, which is another thing that we have to do.
We want to say thank you to you and thank you for coming on. And it's always great to see you and to have the Easy Way family see you that much more every time you're on these broadcasts. That's what ends up happening. More and more people learn about you. And now the broadcasts are outreaching so much more. You'll notice the ReliefAlliance.org is on the screen, guys. That's the organization we're working with to unite these nonprofits and get more things happening. So in closing, about 30 seconds or so, Wendy, because we got to wrap up. What do you want to leave us with, or do you want to tell them about your Easy Way profile so they can reach out to you if they do want to get with the Songbird Lady? Maybe you want to give us a little song as you say bye-bye to us.
All right, I didn't have an Easy Way song out, but this is a song because I'm going to go this weekend to cemetery. We're going to celebrate the remembrances of all our loved ones, and my daughter is buried there. She had Down syndrome. She died last year of Alzheimer's and related. Here's the beginning of the song I wrote for bat mitzvah 31 years ago. And here's something to keep in mind. Whenever I started to play it, she would say, "That's my song." That's how important it was to her and how important it is to me, because it captured her essence, even as we were losing her brain shrank to this horrible disease. So, you are Layla, you bring a song to my heart. You are Layla, determined right from the start. When you try and succeed by and by, you are Layla. And she still is in my heart.
That's pretty. That's touching. That's what I call a heartfelt song,
That's just the first verse.
And when you say energy, there's definitely a lot of proven science. When you walk in a room with somebody, the energy from your heart, it's felt. And there's a reason when people meet from strangers or politicians or whatever, they shake hands, they hug. It's a transferring of energy, right? It brings you closer,
It is. And when you go into a room and you feel, ugh, that's negative energy.
Yep.
I actually look me up, because I can teach you some tools to help protect you. And if your energy field needs clearing, and everybody's does, if you never clear it, it's like never taking a shower, reach out to me, because I have the tools remotely. I do it from here to anywhere in the world, as long as it's in English and we're at the same time.
That's amazing. Yeah. There's a lot of science that backs that up, right?
Yes. And it's been coming more and more, because it's the physics. As they get better with the physics of this, they're proving it. So there it is.
Well, you're definitely part of the Easy Way family, and we hope you've been enjoying your stay with us, because we've enjoyed your songs for years now.
Well, thank you very much. And just remember, everything is energy. I know. I wrote that song too. It's on my CD.
I love it.
Thank you for having me, James. And we need to talk more, see if you got hold of OCJ Kids, because that's a group here that probably could benefit, could benefit from the vision thing. And you could learn from what they've been doing over the years.
Absolutely. I shared you with before. I was a special ed minor at Cal State Fullerton. Yeah.
I know. So we call this Jewish geography.
Uh-huh.
Everything comes around and connects.
Yeah. The circle of life. Yeah. It's very interesting. But We love it, and we love you. You've been with us so long. It's been some great memories. We're going to have to recap sometime and watch some of the videos over the years. And, you know, that's fun.
I appreciate working with you on these special things, and something that's close to my heart, which are the OCAJ Kids, which is a group that supports young people in foster group homes here in the Phoenix area.
Well, I'd love to do that. That's my heart's always been with the foster kids. Bible says, be the parent to those who have none, you know, and it doesn't mean you have to actually be a foster parent. That's good. But there's many ways of reaching out and helping. And I used to love the field trips I'd take them on, you know. They got such a kick. And some of them never even seen a golf club before, you know. I would go out golfing. I'd introduce them to like Don Sutton lived.
All right, Dad, it's time to wrap up the show now. We're out of time.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Wendy. We'll see you on the not this Thursday, because we're going to be doing the big ceremony for the Easy Way. We're doing our Golden Hero Ambassador and brand ambassadors. So when you become a Golden Hero with the cape, you become a brand ambassador officially, like officialized for Easy Way Network. That's something new that we're doing, backed by all the congressional stuff and all the stuff I mentioned. So it's going to be pretty amazing. And you will be one of those people when you can fly out and we finally meet you in person, give you a hug and see you and not just, but I'll give you a screen hug for now. We appreciate you, Wendy.
Thank you for coming on, Wendy.
All right. Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
So, Dad, let's go ahead and wrap it up. We got to go. Thank you so much, guys. Make sure you go to rbllive.com, rbllive.com. And then again, dbuawards.com. Get your tickets. We have the most amazing event coming up in 3 days from now. Get your tickets in Orange County, California. We have billionaires and celebrities and congressional, political, like everybody's coming down to this thing. The networking is well worth it. Come get some press. Come be part of the Easy Way family. We'll more information on the Easy Way Interactive app, Dad. All right.
All right. Sorry for this floppy camera. This was kind of a temporary thing for me here on the run. BBC Charity, don't forget. Better Vision for Children, bbccharity.org. Till next week, guys, keep moving, keep the faith, and Radio Boomers Live is signing out.
Everybody here is equally kind and live in color. What's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine and live in color.
That's not black. How hard is it to literally do nothing? You know what they say? You don't be punished for your anger. You're punished by your anger. Who the f*** you? See you around. Fucking weirdo.
Easy Way versus a brand new lamp. Interactive outfits in your hand. You're watching Easy Way, part of the plan. Let's rock the world, understand. Easy Way.